Welcome back to another Next Day Notes. Not getting too analytical, not that I ever really do per se, but this is more celebratory conversation I think we should have. Was that not one of the more enjoyable FSU wins that we've had in the last few years? I mean, to me, I need to think back, but this one stands out over the last few years, like 17.5-point favorites on the road. And we don't just win, we control the fucking game. Like, that was so much fun to watch. Not just because we won, but again, how we won. Like, fell down early, 0-10. It was more of the feelings of here we fucking go, right? And then after that, it was like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and control both lines of scrimmage and do what we want on offense. And that was fucking lovely to see. It was nice to see the coaches, at long last, commit to the run. Not just because it worked, but because they didn't go away from it, right? Committing to the run doesn't mean run every play, all right, folks? Like, to the naysayers that are like, well, they can't because, you know, they'll key on the run. UNC seemed to key on the run, and we still had success. Why is that? Well, partly because Travis is healthy, and that helps, and he should have been, you know, using his legs and as long as he's healthy since day one. But they were committed to it. Committed to the run means not giving up on it because your first handful of carries only got you 10 yards total. Committed to the run means not giving up on it because you're down 10 points in the first quarter. Committing to the run means not passing 2 of 3 downs on your first 3 series, right? Committing to the run means sticking to it until it starts to open up for you, because it's likely going to open up when you have Travis's legs, Corbin and Ward in the backfield. They're good running backs. Use your team's strengths. And that was, Jesus Christ, almost hit a fucking bird. Oh, man. Fucking crow. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, baby? Holy shit, almost hit a fucking bird. I'm not editing that out. Oh, man, I was like, he's going to get out of the way. He's going to get... No, he's not going to get out of... He flicked the windshield. Anyways. So that was nice to see. Hey, coaches, play to your team's strengths. Pretty basic philosophy, and they did that. So, you know, you give them credit. That's a catch-22 because you're like, why weren't we doing this from the jump? You know, not that we'd be 6-0 or some shit, but like, we'd win Jacksonville State had we done this. Instead, of course, in the beginning of that game, what did we do? Rotate quarterbacks. We came out throwing. Not going to go down that road. This is about yesterday's win, which was fantastic. I mean, we saw things we hadn't seen in a while. Like, receivers making plays. They had the third in 12. Helton does the toe tap on the sideline. Travis made a great throw, you know, rolling to his weak side. Great throw, great catch. McLean, the diving catch in the end zone, right? Made a play. Travis had a bad ball on the second Wilson touchdown where he was schemed wide open. But Wilson's made a sliding catch, made a fucking play. DBs, right? Jerry and Jones with a huge interception. How many times have we seen our DBs not turn the fuck around, right? Just look like fucking clowns when they're in position. Jerry and Jones not only was in position, he made a huge fucking play. Jamie Robinson was a 3rd and long. Howell dropped a fucking laser dime on the sidelines. But Jamie Robinson not only was in position, but made a play, got his hand in there. When they went for it on 4th and goal, would have been a difficult catch by UNC in the near the pylon, but we had a DB diving, batting the ball away on 4th and goal for them for UNC. You know, there's things like we just haven't seen in a while. And man, it was a night. We looked competent. We looked well coached, better prepared than UNC. Give credit to the players. They executed, right? It helps when you're not getting holding every other first down at the beginning of a drive, so you're not starting 1st and 15, 2nd and 20, whatever it is. So that helps, right? But it's just such a satisfying win. And of course it helps that fucking Sam Howell is now 0-2. Two of the worst FSU teams I've seen in my lifetime. This man can't beat them. But this win was different from last year. Last year's win was lucky and fluky as fuck, right? This one didn't feel that way. We came out, hit him in the fucking mouth. I think we averaged like 7 yards per play. UNC, they're going to move the ball, especially on our defense. I think they had like 6.4 yards per play. But again, a lot of that was our backs turned, Howell scrambling, and a decent portion of that was fourth quarter. We're just kind of giving them everything in front, right? And I don't know if that was Fuller's dumbass plan with the defense. Like, keep safeties back. We're not allowing the big play. They allowed the one long TD pass, right? But for the most part, it was like, you're going to have to dink and dunk us. You're going to have to hit intermediate routes. And hey, if our backs are turned and you scramble, so be it. We'd rather you beat us that way than Sam Howell throw for 350, which he's perfectly capable of doing. So give Fuller credit for that. It was frustrating, of course, at times when it was like, we're not going to have a QB spy out there, at least on maybe third down, maybe. Maybe not every down, right? You don't want to take a defensive player out of the play every single down by him being a spy, but maybe on third down, I don't know. I don't recall if we even used a spy on any of their third downs. Maybe we did and I missed it. I made the tweet like, if Fuller had 007 on his fucking squad, he still wouldn't run a spy. But dad joke there. But anyways, it's hard to complain after a win, especially that type of win. It was a legitimate win, and I think the war chant reaction that I caught a little of about the beating that point spread, like, someone have to look it up. Is that the biggest point spread FSU's beaten, like, in the last 40 years? I mean, because granted, the last 40 years we're rarely underdogs, let alone 17-point underdogs. 17 and a half points, whatever it ended up being. God, that was nice to see. Well, some other things that were nice to see. Deloach. I keep seeing his name past few weeks, like, just pop up more, coming down and filling a gap, thumping a running back. Like, wow, what's going on here? So now you see that game. You see what this team's capable of. Again, UNC's not world beaters, but they're not awful. They're an okay team. Okay. And we're not okay. We're bad, but we had a good game. They really didn't have a great game, but also credit to us for, bearing their bad game into the ground. So we see what we're capable of, which of course makes some of the other losses frustrating. But let's look forward. Okay, we're gonna beat UMass. I knock on wood. I think I could say that, right? But which team beyond UMass do you think we beat if we play like that, right? If we execute, stay committed to the run. Travis is, of course, healthy. Because without him, we won't beat anybody besides UMass. But let's assume he is. Suddenly you're looking, you're like, we play like that, I think we beat Miami. We play like that at home against NC State, we got a shot. We play even versus Clemson, we probably keep it competitive because Clemson, they can't throw the ball. If you want to do our FSU defense any favors, have a guy that can't throw, because we'll stop the run, or at least we'll contain the run. We'll get lit up in the passing department. But if you're really bad at passing, and they appear to be, that game could be much more competitive than we thought just a couple weeks ago. So who knows? I'm not going to make any proclamations, but you're seeing after this game, and even a little bit from the Syracuse game, like, maybe they get to 4 or 5 wins. Which, again, that sounds sad to say. Ooh, maybe they get 4 and 8, 5 and 7, right? But after the first 4 games, it was hard not to think there was any win besides UMass, 1-11. That's what it felt like. But if you play like that, you execute like that, you call games like that, not just committed to the run, but you saw some of the obvious things once they were committed to. It's like, wow, that play set up that play. That play set up that play with the pop and pass and the tight end screen. Like, it opens things up. Imagine that. So, there's some ifs. The biggest one being Travis staying upright. Hopefully he does. Just keep avoiding the big hits. And he never really took any big hits yesterday. Like, he got tackled, right? Because he ran it, a dozen times or however many times he ran it. But he slid. He got out of bounds. Like, I don't remember him taking really any kill shots, right? The line did a decent job pass protecting when we did pass. Of course, it helps when you only have, 14 pass attempts. And that's ideal, right? This team shouldn't be throwing the ball 25 times a game. Been saying it for weeks. And that's not, and I'm not the only one. It's a very obvious statement. But anyway, now I'm hopeful. Hey, beyond UMass, we might sneak another win here or there. I'm hoping one of those is our rival, Miami. That'd be great. I don't think we got much of a shot against Florida. Even if we play like that, I don't think we'd beat them. But Miami, oh yeah, Miami ain't any good. They're probably not as bad as us, but they ain't good. So anyways, 11 minutes here. I'm going to get off. What a great win. I'm still enjoying it today. That was such a good feeling. Even at 2-4, you're like, And bye week, then UMass. That means 4 consecutive weeks without a loss. Let that sink in. All right, till next time. Bye.